Let's hope that this works. And it does. Hello everybody, I'm Elbristo, welcome back to Elitopia Gaming and welcome back to KSP Live. As I have already mentioned to the people in the Twitch chat, we had quite a successful mission last week. We unlocked a huge amount of funds from one particular mission, which has allowed us to upgrade some of the buildings from the basic Tier 1 to some Tier 2 buildings now. So we have a Tier 2 mission control, we have a Tier 2 astronaut complex. What else did we upgrade? Oh, we have a Tier 2 launch pad. I think that might be all that we upgraded. I don't think we upgraded anything else. We successfully managed some moon operations. We do still have a few guys stranded around the moon. We might have a look at those a little bit later, depending on how the stream goes. One of the goals I would like for this particular stream is to upgrade our tracking station, because that will make future missions a lot easier. Now it's 1.4 million funds for us to unlock that because of the difficulty settings that we've picked. We currently have, as you can see up here, just under 485,000 funds, so we're about a million short. That's quite a lot. We have very good reputation. We have very good. We've been getting very good science. We've spent a lot of that. Let's have a quick look at our tech tree. We have unlocked everything that we can in the tech tree without upgrading the research centre. So that is going to be another one of our goals, but that's not quite so urgent at the moment because we can do quite a lot with the parts that we have that we've already unlocked. So we're going to focus on using those for our missions this week, rather than upgrading the research building. We now have the ability to hire enough Kerbals and to have enough active contracts so that we can get things moving. I think the birds just died. Someone just shot all the birds. That was strange. But yes, the tracking station is going to be our most important goal, particularly for this week. Some of you may have noticed. I mean, it's not really particularly visible from here. I have added a couple of mods this week. Now they are only visual mods. They are not functional mods. They're not part mods. They don't change anything about the game. The idea of this is that we are keeping as close to vanilla as possible to show that it is possible to play the vanilla game in these hard mode settings. So I have added some mods, but they are purely visual. I've added a new skybox. I've added some new EVA suits. I've added a little mod that lets us do EVA from the perspective of the Kerbal, which is quite interesting. So we will not functional mods. Well, they are functional mods. They function. They do work, but they don't affect the game mechanics in any way. They don't. I've not added anything like deadly re-entry or FAR or anything like that. So that's it's purely visual mods. So, let's have have we got any contracts outstanding? What have we got? Oh, that one for the visual surveys of the moon. It's tricky to get to that one. We need to send another mission to the moon to get to that one. So we're going to have a look at what contracts we have available. Now, my aim for today, hopefully, is going to be exploring Minmus. There is a lot of science to be gained here. There's a lot of funds to be gained here. We might have to look at our strategy, to change our strategy slightly so that we can squeeze a few more funds instead of science now that we are... well, we've got all the science that we need for the moment. We might be able to switch back later, but the funds are going to be more important for us at this point. So that is something that we need to consider. Now, the question is, can we just send a mission straight to Minmus without patched conics, without maneuver nodes and all that kind of thing? It is possible. I don't really remember exactly where you're supposed to burn to get to Minmus without any kind of maneuver node, so that could prove interesting. But that's going to be our long-term goal anyway. So we can afford to take 7 contracts. We've only got 1 at the moment, so we might as well accept that one while it's there. Now, can any of these unlock a huge amount of funds like we had last time? What's that one? Position satellite in a specific orbit of the moon. We know that we've got a craft that can do that. Perform temperature scans of Kerbin. They're going to be, on the surface and things like that. So they're trickier at this point. We need a decent space plane for those. What's that? Stack decoupler in flight over Kerbin. Not a lot. Not a lot. Position satellite in equatorial orbit of the moon. So that would be 2 satellite missions. That's going to take up a lot of our time, and I want to focus on. Getting to Minmus. There's another visual survey one there. See, that gives us a lot of funds, but they're very time consuming. So let's decline some of these contracts and see if we get any more interesting ones. Temperature scan of the moon. Again, see, it pays well, but not really in line with getting to Minmus, is it? Position satellite in equatorial orbit. Let's decline that one, see what we get instead. Aha! Science data from space around the moon. I like that one. Let's accept that one. Rescue Barbin. That's going to be very difficult. Let's reject that one. Rescue Milkin. No. Rescue Sigball. No. Alright, there. So that's just going to be rescue ones. Okay. Test a gear bay. Let's get rid of that one. And that didn't get replaced. Okay. Perform temperature scans. Well, let's get that moon data first of all, because we know we can do that. As I say, we have got 3 guys kind of stranded at the moon at the moment. Oh look, the orbit of that satellite has been adjusted by the moon. I did wonder if that would happen. That was on an orbit outside the orbit of moon, but as it's passed by the moon, the gravity of the moon has pushed it onto a slightly different orbit. So I'm interested to see how that gets further affected as time goes on. Let's head over to, let's see, let's have the Kerbin. No, that's the one that's landed. Herobrine, there we go. Fly that one, and we'll grab some science from orbiting around the moon. And that will... It was orbiting the moon, wasn't it? From space around, yeah. Crew report. Transmit. This is the... I've added a skybox. You see this kind of blue ring heading around. Very nice skybox that I've added. And you might be able to see Ribsy Kerman. He's got a slightly different EVA suit on down there. So there we go. 53 funds, 81 plus 79 science, 262 reputation. Very good, very good. Back to the Space Centre. You might have also noticed in the map as well, I deorbited the craft that we had. Let's just have a quick look in the tracking station. I deorbited the craft that we had on a it wasn't suborbital, it was orbital, but it was an atmospheric orbit. I sped up time and waited for that to deorbit itself so that you guys didn't have to sit there and wait for us doing that. I did that off camera during the week. So that one's gone. Let's have a look, see if that's given us anything else. Science data from space around Kerbin. Another 27,000 funds. That's not a lot though. We could do that on the way. We'll accept that because it's an easy one, so we'll do that on the way hopefully. Perform visual surveys. No, so there's not really any more that are going to give us a massive boost in funds. So hopefully our mission to Minmus on its own will give us a fair boost. So we've got 151 science already. We can't unlock any of these. They're all, they're all over 100 science. I think what we're going to do in that case is we're going to cancel this strategy because it's taking some of our funds and turning them into science. 5% of our funds as well. So if we ditch that, we'll be getting all of our funds, but we won't be getting that science bonus. But we've got enough science points, so we don't really need that at the moment. We could look at the fundraiser. We go back to the fundraising to raise some more funds. We could save up some science and switch to that one and use our science for funds, or we could just leave it as it is for now. What do you guys think in the Twitch chat? Shall we just leave it for now, or shall we ditch that, go with no strategy for the moment, so that we get all of our funds and just the normal amount of science for the missions that we do? Let me know what you think about that, and while you ponder that and give me your feedback, we'll go and have a look at what craft we can take with us to Minmus. Now, a lot of these are sufficient to go to Minmus. I mean, the Kerbin got to the moon, so the Kerbin is probably quite capable of getting to Minmus as well. This was an interesting kind of design that we came up with. Now the question is, can we do better? I think we can. We can certainly reduce the part count on this because we've got bigger fuel tanks we can use. We actually don't need such a big engine on there either, do we? But we'll stick with it for now. Right, I'm going to take those off and replace them with that. On both sides. There we go. And we'll add the fuel ducts in there. There we go. So that reduces our part count slightly, because part count is going to be an issue because we haven't upgraded the vehicle assembly building yet. Now, let's think. We aren't restricted by weight anymore either, so we could actually look at adding a few more stages to this, couldn't we? I don't know that we particularly need to. What am I doing? Here we go. If we did something like this, would that be sufficient to push that? Yeah, I think it would, wouldn't it? Let's hang on. Let's try. Oops. Let's do it with a slightly smaller one instead. Just gives us an extra bit of push, and then what we can do is change that for one of those. Looks a bit funny, but yeah, that would work, I think. Because that's more efficient. That's going to be more efficient for the actual Minmus landing and all that. This will hopefully be our transfer stage, really. So this will be our launch stage to get us up to orbit. Hopefully that's enough fuel to actually do that with. This will probably complete the orbit, actually, won't it? And then take us the rest of the way. But yeah, there should be sufficient delta V there to do what we need to do. We're going to need to take some sciencey things with us, aren't we? These will, of course, make our craft heavier. Thinking about it, they're going to make it significantly heavier, aren't they? We might need some more. Oops. Might need some more push on these. And if we're going to bring this thing home, we need to consider the possibility that we're going to have to land. I don't think that is going to be strong enough. It should be. I wonder how much fuel we can take with us if I do something like that. Have we unlocked struts yet? We have. I've got to pay for them, but there we go. strut those on. Strut some stuff. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. That might actually go to Minmus. Hey there, Harvey. Welcome, welcome. What do we think? To Minmus? Oh, we're over the part count. Okay. It was those extra struts that went over the part count. So we can drop those. There we go. We're bang on the part count now. Now that was the curbing. We've launched an M and an N. We've launched an O. These are all pod tests, but we've not actually launched a P. So this is going to be a P, a craft beginning with P. And it's going to Minmus. Minmus is the mint ice cream moon. So this is going to be the popsicle. And we'll save that. Who are we taking with us? We don't have a pilot. Why don't we have a pilot? Why don't we have a pilot? Pretty sure we had a pilot. Let's go to the astronaut complex and let's get ourselves a pilot then. Let's have JSEF. Welcome, JSEF. We can actually customize JSEF as well, because he's a new Kerbal. Here we go. We can use this to customize him. He's a pilot, so he's wearing orange. Yeah, engineers are wearing blue. Engineers are wearing yellow. Scientists are wearing blue, and pilots are wearing orange. Can we? We haven't got any. We haven't got any different heads included in this. Okay, so he's just got an orange EVA suit. Okay, so you guys didn't decide what we were doing about our strategies. I'm inclined to ditch this strategy so that we gain extra funds instead of the science. So I think that is what we're going to do. There we go, since you guys didn't guide me. Yes, I believe the texture replacer interface is new. I don't know how new. I certainly don't remember it, but certainly in the latest version it is there, and you can pick what textures for your Kerbals you would like to replace, which is pretty cool. So let's go back into here. And let's put our pilot in the pilot's seat. And our pilot is going to Minmus with us. I'll tell you what, let's unlock the thermometer. We'll take a thermometer with us as well. We're making this thing quite heavy now, but never mind. There we go, get as much science as we can out of this. We've got an aerial, good. We haven't got much power though. Let's add some batteries. There's a solar panel up there. Oh, and I've concealed a solar panel within our fuel tanks there. So let's free those. Free solar. And we can even, here we go. Let's unlock some of these. These are free. These are purely aesthetic. But there we go, we can add some flags. Oh look, they stick out a mile. Let's modify those. There we go, much better. There's bigger ones of those, and there's vertical ones and all sorts. They're pretty cool. You know, look, if I do that, we've got one that goes up the other way. And you got bigger ones for bigger radius engines. You got some flat ones that you can use on the tops of things here, like this. Could put a flag on the top of those. There we go. However, they are thinking about it, adding more parts, and we're over the part count, aren't we? We've got 33. So let's I had forgotten about the part count. Put that on, so that's 32. Let's ditch those struts because the sciencey stuff is probably, and the batteries are probably more important for this particular mission. There we go, and we're back to 30. I don't think the struts are going to be particularly important. I hope the struts aren't going to be particularly important. So, there we go. Here is the Popsicle, and Joseph Kerman is going to be our pilot. Let's take this thing out to the launch pad and see if we can get to Minmus with this craft. If we can get there, landing, takeoff, hopefully return won't be too much of an issue. The question is, have we packed enough Delta V to get there? I think we have. And we also have a contract for science data from space around Kerbin while we're on the way, just for some extra funds, so that's good. We can use SAS because we're using a pilot. Let's put our thrust up to maximum because we're probably going to need it. And I'll tell you what, let's take a temperature scan while we're here, and we'll transmit that for 50%. Lovely. We don't need a crew report and all that kind of thing, do we? No. So there we go. That's a few free science points there. Let's get a screenshot of this. Hang on. There we go. And let's keep it at that angle for the launch as well, shall we? SAS is on, throttle is up. Here we go. And I got the staging wrong. Let's recover that before it collapses. Yes, here's a good idea. Check your staging before you launch, because basically we just detached our engine for no reason whatsoever. So let's yes, we want to we're going to be activating that, but preferably not detaching it at the same time. Then a little bit later on we'll be detaching these, which is there. Then we'll be detaching that and firing that. Then we'll be detaching that and firing that. And then we'll be detaching that on our way back, if necessary, after we've put our parachute out. There we go. So save that. Come on then, Joseph. Back out onto the launch pad. Okay, we are back out on the launch pad with the Popsicle. Oops, let's put the thrust all the way up. Our SAS is on, and here we go again. And that engine is not strong enough. Okay, so plan B, C, maybe. We're going to need some more engines on this, aren't we? So let's use some. I wonder if those will be enough to give us the extra boost, because they will also be very efficient. This has got to be the Popsicle 2, hasn't it? Because it's different parts and it's a secondary launch. Save that. Joseph's there. Send that out. Oh, and we're back over the 30-part limit. Plop. How do we fix that? We could drop to 1 battery. He's pretty cool. Who's pretty cool? Me? I'm pretty cool. There we go. So what are we? We're at 31. We need to drop one part. What one part can we do without? We could drop one of the solar panels, but that's a risky tactic. I'm not sure that we need the solar panel. Oh, I can't even click those solar panels. Go on, let's ditch one of these. This is a little bit risky, but for the purpose of actually being able to launch this thing, so this is going to have to be a Popsicle 3 this time. Save that, and JSF is coming with us, so take... Oh no, this is still the Popsicle 2, isn't it? My mistake. Because we haven't launched Popsicle 2 yet. Okay, let's take that out to the launch pad and let's see if that will work for us. Welcome, Beast Node Noah, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit the follow button if you're new here this week, so that you get notifications when we next go live. Not that that's unpredictable, because we do stream every week at this time. Okay, so JSF is ready, our throttle is up, our SS is on, and we now have some extra engines, and I didn't check the staging. I think everything else is okay. Okay, there we go, so all the engines are going to fire now. Here we go. Ooh, that's not really good enough, is it? Ouch. Oh well, too late now. It'll get better as we use more fuel. This is a really slow launch. I should have used that. I should have used bigger engines on those, shouldn't I? Oh well. I wonder how far this thing will go. We're wasting a lot of fuel trying to speed this thing up. We're only at 4,500 meters, 4.5 kilometers. That's not a lot, and we're already through those tanks, making our way through those ones. Coming up to, so there's 6.5, coming up to 7,000. I'm going to let this go a little bit higher than normal before we start turning, because otherwise we're going to have issues. Appo's at 11.5. And mind you, we're at 10. Let's go at 12, I think, because this thing's too slow. We're starting to speed up though. There we go, there's 12. So let's come down slowly. Oh, there go those engines. Let's dump those. That gives us extra thrust to weight. That's good. That's good. Okay, we're progressing now. So we're using just that tank in the centre. It's not going to last very long, but there we go. If we park ourselves there, coming up on 30 Appo. Okay. This might be enough to get us into orbit before we have to switch to our transfer stage. Might. Only just if it is. It's not going to get us into orbit, it will get us into space. So we're going to have to use this to circularise the orbit out. .45. Looking okay. Welcome, tank buddy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're going to get into 70, so... Ah, and there goes that tank. Whoa, okay, no, don't need that. Cut the engines, thank you. Oh no, don't cut the engines, thank you. There we go. Okay, let's bring ourselves down, make this a bit more efficient. Pushing this to... let's take this to 80 or so. This has not been a particularly efficient launch. Just about to go into space. Coming up on an 80,000 apoapsis. 85 would be nice. Hopefully, if I've judged it right, we should be reaching 85 about when we get to our apoapsis. Coming up on 83. .84. Coming close to our apo now. There is 85. So let's put ourselves horizontal, whack our thrust up to maximum, and let's just hope that we get this thing into orbit. And then we need to be heading to Minmus. As I said, I don't really remember. I didn't really do the angle for the launch from Minmus either, but I don't really remember exactly where we're supposed to burn to get to Minmus. I wonder if someone could perhaps remind me. I don't think we're far off it actually, where we are in our orbit at the moment. If we were to burn straight away, we'd be coming over here, and we might kind of be meeting Minmus when we get around there. So I'm tempted to just continue burning. We are just coming into orbit now. There we go, we're in orbit. What do we think? We need to... we can't set as target yet, can we? We need to correct our inclination, but I'm thinking maybe we should do that. I don't know. We should do it now, really, shouldn't we? In fact, we're in kind of in the right place to be doing it as well. Where is... in fact... yeah, we're in almost exactly the right place to be doing it. Let's... so we need to be burning northward, upward. Let's see what we get, shall we? I can't see a thing, that's the problem. We just run out of fuel on that stage? Yeah, we have. Okay. That'll do for now, I think. Where are we? There's Minmus. Well, look. We haven't got any guides, we haven't got any maneuver nodes. Let's just burn and we'll see where we get. Worst case scenario, worst case scenario, we crash and burn and die somewhere. But less worst case scenario, we miss, we come back and we launch another mission. This engine's not particularly powerful, but it is efficient and hopefully it's good enough to get us where we need to go. Oh, and while we're doing this burn, we can send the science back, can't we? Let's get a temperature scan from up here. 3.6. Let's transmit that. And that completes that other contract that we had. There we go. 29,000 funds, 1 science and 125 reputation. Oh man, this is using a lot of fuel. My music's a bit loud in my ears, making my ear holes hurt. Okay, so here we go. We are pushing our Apo out. Oh, right. So we did miss by quite a bit. We might be able to correct that when we get to about here. If I burn up there, I'll burn north when we get around to here somewhere. Like that. Don't know if this will work, but it's worth a try. I mean, look at that, it's working. Can't see. There we go. Can't see the other end of what we're doing. Oh, need to burn retro slightly though. Oh, look at that. There we go. Perfect. Well, almost perfect. As close to perfect as a Kerbal can be. Half a tank of fuel. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now, let's see how our aim was. Yeah. Let's speed up time and see if we get there. See, we get slower and slower the further out we get. Yeah, no, we missed that by a mile. By an absolute mile. Oh well, we might get it on the next go round. Oh, whoa, 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 what was that? What was that? Oh dear. Yeah, we had a moon encounter on the way back. And now we're going somewhere completely different. What's that? That's the Lunatic 2, so that's been thrown out into space as well. Out of interest, we might be able to fly that and get some science. How do we deal with this? We are currently heading out into the middle of nowhere. Let's not lose our pilot. Let's find our retro. Ooh, okay, retro must be this way. I think this is going to be a mission abort. Let's see if we can bring this back in. Yuck. Come on. There we go. Oh look, we've got a return vector as well. Okay, so that mission did not go to plan. We're not going to be meeting Minmus. Well, we're not going to be meeting it on the way out. I wonder if we... Oh dear. Oh dear. We want to be, at this point, burning towards Kerbin, methinks, which is roughly this way. We may be about to lose the pilot. Why can't I see his orbit? Come on. Come on. No. Okay, so yeah, so we have a problem. The moon has thrown our pilot somewhat off course. And we don't have any maneuver nodes to be able to bring him back again, which is added problems. Well, I'm open to suggestions from anybody in the Twitch chat. What I shall do is, while we have the opportunity, we're not going to get a temperature thingy, are we? But we can get a mystery go here while we're orbiting the sun for 5.4 science. Yeah, transmit that. And we can do a mystery goo, a materials bay. Here we go, for another 9 science. We'll transmit that. We'll take a... Ooh, that was a lot of power. Fortunately, we do have a solar panel that's just about pointing to the sun. There we go. Right, let's spin ourselves. There we go. So that we have 2 solar panels that are just about facing the sun. There we go. Oh, come on. Why am I... There we go. Still transmitting. That took a lot of power, didn't it? Okay, that finished transmitting. So we get a crew report. That's 9 science. 5 MITs. 5 MITs of data. Let's transmit that as well. So we're making some use out of this. But I fear Joseph Kerman is... yeah, he's on a very not correct orbit. Well, sorry Joseph, you are staying where you are for now. Unless Kerbin can recapture you somehow, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't even know where Kerbin is from here. Must be that way. Can't see it. Can we modify our orbit so that it will... oh, excuse me 1 second. Can we modify our orbit so that it will come back? Ooh. Well, it's crossing the orbit there. Let's see, we are now approaching Kerbin again. I wonder if we will get close enough for recapture. Come on, come on. Get there. No, we're ahead of it now, aren't we? We're far too far ahead of it. Can we slow it down? No. Kerbin's going to be kind of over there by now, isn't it? Oh, what I would give for a maneuver node right now. Oh, yeah, we're miles away. Miles and miles away. Oh well. Never mind. Sorry, Joseph. You are a victim. So he's not really... yeah, he is though, isn't he? He's continuing to pull away. Oh well, maybe they'll catch up on a future orbit. But for now, let's get a picture. Let's get a nice screenshot somewhere. There we go. In memory of Joseph. I have yet to lose a Kerbal. Granted, I have also yet to get into orbit. Well, fair enough. I suppose that does count as a 100% success ratio. Success, I don't know, quotient. I don't know what the correct phrase is there. So let's head back to the Space Centre. Learning from our mistake. We can launch another mission pretty much straight away. We'll need another pilot, obviously. This was far too heavy, wasn't it? So we need to replace these. We would have ended up with more fuel had we judged this right, because these have only got max thrust of 30. These have got max thrust of 50, so we'll swap them out. And we'll use those for our launch stage. This side of things was not too bad, actually. So let's hire ourselves a new pilot. Who should we have? Frodock. Okay. Not very courageous and pretty stupid. Oh well. Come on, Frodock. You're our new pilot. And this will be the Popsicle 3. I don't think we made any mistakes with the design of the craft other than those engines. It was just our aim at Minmus. So hopefully what we can do is fix that. We'll get it right next time. Let's get all our staging right. They detach. That goes. That goes. That goes. That goes. Yeah. Okay. Popsicle 3 with Frodock Kerman. So let's try and launch this and see if we can have a bit more success on this occasion. We won't aim quite so far ahead of Minmus this time. It seems like it's probably at kind of a quarter angle. What's the you know, it's like 90 degrees almost that we need to be firing. That's roughly how far behind Minmus, sorry, far ahead of Minmus we were. See, if we launch now, we might end up here. We might be able to launch straight out there. So that's not bad. So SAS on, throttle up to full. And Frodock Kerman is coming with the Popsicle 3. Hopefully, oops, I'll just knock some stuff over under my desk. There we go. Hopefully this time we will have a bit more success. So here we go. Slightly better speed on the launch. Not perfect, but not bad. So we're over 50 meters a second. We're at 1,000 meters already. Obviously we're going to be burning fuel a bit quicker. Yeah, look, we're through those tanks. We're working on those ones now. But hopefully we'll be out of the soup a bit quicker, so we can have some more efficient use of the fuel that's left. Coming up to 3.5, there it is. 100 meters a second, there it is. We should be able to start our turn at the customary 10 kilometers this time. We're in a much better position to do that now. We're going somewhat faster than we were with our previous launch. There's 7.5 kilometers. 8.5. So here we go, coming up on 10. There it is. Let's start our turn. We'll turn quite slowly because it's more fuel efficient. Going to lose those side tanks now. There they go. Okay, so we're at 45 degrees. Our apoapsis is at 30. $36, okay. There's 42, so yeah, so we're not doing too bad. $53. So let's slow ourselves down now because our thrust is much higher than it needs to be. 62. Where are we heading? We are heading to Minmus, Punch Bowl Chris, and welcome to the stream. Oh, let's ditch that. There we go. We've done the moon. We are heading to Minmus. We just lost a Kerbal to an escape trajectory, thanks to a slingshot off the moon by mistake. So hopefully we won't have the same problem this time. 76. 77. Don't know if you guys can hear the rain on the roof of my office here. Okay, so we are in space now. We have an APO of 80, just about, almost. A little bit lower than last time, actually, aren't we? Let's up our thrust. I like space. I like space too. 82. Okay, so we're kind of at the circularizing stage. There's the beautiful Kerbal music of space. Yes, the space music is lovely in KSP. Full thrust. Come on. Let's get ourselves into orbit now. Where are we compared to Minmus now? Okay, still a little bit early on the orbit. Pointing upwards a little bit, we shouldn't be. There's moon coming up on the there's the moon coming up on the horizon there. We should be just about coming into a position where our periapsis should be appearing in a moment. It feels like we've used more fuel this time, which is a bit strange. Felt like a more efficient launch, but clearly it wasn't. Okay, we're in orbit. So Minmus is there, so we're going to want to be burning roughly at where our APO is then. But before that, we are going to need about there, isn't it? So where would that be? That would be kind of here in our orbit. We will correct one of those, something ect our inclination, which we will do by burning northward, which probably won't be northward by the time we get around there, but yeah, we're coming up to that in a minute, so there we go, zip to there. What is that debris there? Is that... oh, it's the other side of the planet, okay. Right, so let's make sure we can see the Minmus orbit. Come on, where's Minmus? There it is, right. And let's... Oh, okay, we're not... Sorry, no, we're not supposed to be burning northward. We're supposed to be burning... Burning? Southward. So... My mistake. That's better. Oh, our fuel just run out in that tank, so that was good. Let's ditch that. Leaving a bit of debris in orbit this time, which is a shame. Don't like leaving debris. So now where are we compared to Minmus itself? Okay. So we need to come around to about here, I think. And let's try that, shall we? Let's get ourselves pointing prograde. And let's fall through. Oh, that was a new follower. It hasn't popped up. There it is. Punch Bowl Chris. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. There we go. Yep, we are hopefully burning in roughly the right direction this time. And hopefully we won't skim the moon on the way through this time. Annoying that it didn't... Oh, there's another new follower. Alex Tither 27. Thank you for that follow as well, and welcome to you too. Shame that the game didn't slow down the time acceleration when we passed by the moon. I would have thought it would have done that, but never mind. Oh, we're not pointing prograde anymore. Let's make sure we stay pointing prograde. Use the most of our fuel. Come on, hurry up. I've forgotten the name of our pilot. What's he called? This is Frodock, yeah. We lost Jacef, unfortunately, but we now have Frodock. Getting ready to cut the engines, which we will do now. Ooh! There we go. How close is that here? That's not bad. That's not bad. Might do a slight adjustment on that one. Let's zip ourselves around a little bit to about there. And zoom ourselves out so we can see that. Making sure we are pointing directly at it rather than in front or behind it. Don't really want to be exactly on it because we don't want a collision, but there we go. Let's stop it there. Let's just top that up very, very slightly. Ooh, okay, that was very, very slightly more than I had in mind. Ah! Missed the key. Come on. Not what we need. There we go. That's better. It's pretty much bang on now, isn't it? Oh well. Let's hope that we got our timing right this time. Let's hope that we are now heading to Minmus. Here we go. Speeding up time. 1,000 times. 10,000 times. Come on, Minmus. No. Come on, Minmus. Come on, Minmus. Oh. Okay. Still not quite right. No, we were very, very slightly too early. Not going to be near enough for it to catch us there, are we? No. Okay. Let's make sure we don't hit the moon on the way through this time. Good. Looks like we've avoided that one. Oh well. This is very, very difficult without patch conics and the maneuver nodes. Let's give it a couple of orbits and see. Let's hope we don't hit the moon again. Whew, that was close. It's probably another 2 orbits, I reckon. Come on. There we go. Yoink. Yeah, we're just about missing the moon each time. Now that's not bad. That's not bad positioning. Hopefully we might be in for something this time. Yeah. Come on, Minmus. Catch us. Come on, Minmus. Come on, Minmus. It's coming rather quickly. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's coming rather quickly. So, we've got a Minmus encounter. Let's not encounter it quite so closely. I can't see our orbit. Why can't I see our orbit? What's going on with that? That's a bit harsh. Why can't I see the orbit? How much fuel we got? Plenty of fuel. Okay. It is directly through the middle of Minmus, isn't it? So I think I judged that a bit too close, that approach. Let's have a 7,000 metre periapsis. Let's bring ourselves a bit closer. There we go. Right, so let's start picking up some of this, shall we? So we need to achieve an orbit. We need to transmit or recover science from space around Minmus. So 11.3, we can transmit that, and that's one of those completed straight away. There we go. And that was worth 16,000 funds and 34 science. Nice. Next part of the mission will be to turn in the right direction. So that we are ready to burn into orbit on these missions. So we need to make. Yes, they are quite annoying sometimes, these missions. Right. Let's. Yep, still plenty of fuel. So let's get ourselves in orbit. Whoa. So there is an orbit. That's 16,000, another 68 reputation. No science for that one though. Should we go straight in for a landing? That looks a bit lumpy down there actually. I'd rather land on the light side. Where it's flat. So let's bring ourselves around here. Hey there, Sheaf. How you doing? As you can probably see, we are planning a landing on Minmus. That's the wrong way. I want to try and manoeuvre this orbit slightly so that we're aiming for these flats here, this ice lake. There we go. And then... Hey, it's Optic Nerve. Welcome, welcome. Haven't seen you here for quite some time. I am doing very well, thank you very much. I've spotted you streaming recently in the last couple of weeks. I haven't been able to join you, unfortunately. Yeah, welcome. Good to see you. We are just in the process of manoeuvring so that we can land on Minmus, the mint green planet. Minty. There we go, that's more like what I wanted. Oh, that's a bit close, but yeah, we go. That's kind of where I wanted that. We've still got half a tank of fuel, so we should be okay for a landing and takeoff. Work schedule for a few months. Ah, okay, fair enough. I wondered why I hadn't seen you live quite so much. Right, so let's spin ourselves round to our periapsis. And then we will be ready. Why is our periapsis moving? Why is our periapsis moving? That's a bit strange. Let's check how close we are. Ooh, we're rather close now. It's quite easy to land on Minmus, really, because it's... Well, it's a ball of mint ice cream, basically. Coming down to 5,400. I think that's safe. Yeah. Right, now we're at the peri. I want to start slowing us down. Bring that Apo in. And then hopefully we'll be coming down. Here we go. Coming down for a landing. Somewhere in the icy lake. There we go. 111 meters a second. Not too tricky for us to knock that speed off. Frodok Kerman, it seems, is going to be the first Kerbal on the surface of the mint ice cream of Minmus. Mintmus. My broken chair is getting quite annoying. So let's bring ourselves down. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's get our camera pointed at our radar altitude. Why is our altitude going up? Oh, because we because we're going over the top of a mountain. That's okay. Don't mind that. Come on. There we go. So if I speed time up, that will go up and then it will start coming down again at some point. Here it comes. Can't go faster than 1 times below 3,000 meters. Okay. Oops. I want to do that and I want to do that. There we go. So let's get ourselves slowing down. Don't really need to, do we? We've got plenty of time for that. Can't go faster than 1 times, okay. Yep, coming down to 500 meters now. Slow ourselves right the way down. Not quite that slow actually, but 250 meters above. Gently does it indeed. We should in a moment be dropping directly downwards. There's our shadow. Still plenty of fuel, which is good. A little bit too slow actually. And here we go. 27 meters. 20 meters at 1.8 meters a second. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to land at above sea level apparently. Donk. Landed right on the engine at 3 meters above sea level. And there we go. We have, look at that lovely view. Yeah, let's get a screenshot of that. Hang on. We have landed. The popsicle has landed. On the surface of Minmus. Thank you, Frodock Kerman. So there we go. Land on Minmus. That's that contract complete. 25,000 funds, 68 reputation. The only thing left to do is to transmit or recover science data from the surface of Minmus, so we can grab a crew report for 100% recovery, 22.5 science for that, and away it goes. And there is 2 completions. The parameter, which is 16,000. Let's get rid of that off the screen. Hang on. There we go. 16,000 funds and 34 science, 34 reputation for transmitting the science data, and 135,844 funds and 294 reputation for completing the Minmus mission. So that exploring Minmus is now complete. So let's grab a mystery goo. 45 science if we can recover that. Let's grab a materials bay reading. 112 science if we can recover that, and let's grab a temperature report for another 36 if we can recover that. At which point we get Frodock out, and we might have a chance to have a look at his new EVA suit. You can see the reflection in his glass there. Oh, we're falling over. That's not good. Oh well. You can see the reflection in the glass there. That's part of one of the mods that I've added, and these nice orange streaks on his helmet. All part of the visual mod that I added. We're going this way. Stop us, please. Bonk. Ooh. Okay, yeah, he let go. Probably wise. So let's take an EVA report from here. 36 science. Keep that, and we can store that in there. And it's time to plant a flag. Shame that it fell over. It would have been nice to have had that flag showing, but here we go. Let's it would have been nice to have that standing up when we took a screenshot of the flag, but here we go. Okay, plant it that way then. That's completely the wrong way. That's not completely the wrong way, actually. Okay, so this is Frodock's Frodock Lake. Our first landing on Minmus for our very hard mode game. Thank you, Frodock Kerman. Okay, so let's do our picture from a slightly different angle in that case. There we go. Frodock looking very happy with himself there. So we got an EVA report. We can't take surface samples yet, can we? No. So we can take an EVA report from flying above as well, can't we? Because we can go boing, whee. EVA report. Another 28 from just above Minmus Great Flats. 28.8 science. And donk, down you come. Right, now let's see if we can get him back in the ship. How do you install mods on KSP? Well, what you do is you download the mod first of all. Ooh, come on, grab on so that you can board, please. Board, there we go. You download the mod from Curse or Kerbal Stuff or whatever. And usually you will get a zip file, and you basically just unzip the zip file to your KSP directory, and it will override all the files it needs to. Or, I mean, in most cases it doesn't override, but there is a game data folder within the KSP folder, which is where you install all the mods get installed to. There's a few default ones in there because you've got the NASA mission, and you've got the stuff that Squad have provided already, which is all the parts and things, all the normal parts and things for KSP. But yeah, that's where all your mods get put. So here we are on Minmus. We have completed this mission. I wonder if we can get this craft back home again. Let's see if we can get this craft vertical again. Look at that. Those. Whoa. SAS on, there we go, and we're vertical again. Okay, thank you, reaction wheels. Oh, that wasn't right, that's the one I want. So we haven't got a lot of fuel, and we're not in a bad position for a takeoff. Probably need to do one full orbit so that we can boost ourselves in the right direction for a return trajectory. Let's hope we can get this thing into a return trajectory. How do you build rockets that can fly so far? Because I can barely make it to the moon, and let alone get back. Well, that is the challenge, isn't it? A lot of it is to do with your choice of engines, your choice of fuel, and how those get staged during your launch process, so that you maintain enough delta V once you're in orbit to actually complete your mission and return. So obviously you want to use more and more efficient engines. You can see I'm using this really tiny engine for my lander stage. You want to use more and more efficient engines as you get higher up the stages of your rocket. Obviously in the first stages you're going to be looking more at the amount of thrust that you need to get you off the ground, but after that you're looking more and more at the efficiency of those engines. There are mods that you can use. I mean, you've got the Kerbal Engineer mod that helps you establish how much delta V your entire craft has, which will help you work out how far exactly it can get. But you know, a lot of it is trial and error and practice, really. So it's time for us to try and head home. So we're going to be heading east, obviously. What's that over there? Oh, that's Ike. And Tylo and Duna we can see in the distance there, because we're facing in the wrong direction there. So let's hope we can get home, shall we? Let's yeah, we're going to be heading east, which is over here. Doesn't take much to get us in the air on Minmus. Absolute minimal thrust needed. Let's zoom back in so we can see our apoapsis. And we'll get our apoapsis to, I don't know, what should we get it to? Speed ourselves up a little bit. Take it up to, I don't know, 5 or 7,000. We'll go to 7,000 with the apo. Then circularize that out, and then we'll be ready to have a go at returning. Four and a half, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, look at that! Exactly 7 kilometers. Couldn't have done that if I tried. Well, I did try actually, so I can do that if I try. However, we can't speed up until we're outside 3,000 meters, so we'll just have to wait for that for a moment. There we go, there is 3,000 meters. Have you got to Elu before? Actually, no, I have not been to Elu. In fact, I have not been. The only place I've been outside of Kerbin's influence is Duna. That is the only place I've been, and that was a crash landing. So hopefully, as a part of this live stream series, we will be able to rectify that situation. Here we go. Ooh, cut the engines. There we go. So we're back in orbit around Minmus. Let's find out. So it's that way. So we want to start burning about here on our orbit. So let's spin ourselves round. Going to take a little while, but never mind. There's not a lot of fuel, is there? We've got RCS and we can do EVA this time. Well, we haven't got RCS, sorry. We've got the EVA jetpack, and we can use EVA now that we've unlocked it. Okay, so round about here we are going to want to start burning prograde this way. until we are... Hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, we should be outside the influence of Minmus by the time we get to there. So let's speed ourselves up and see how that goes. Might have overdone that a little bit actually. Never mind. Come on. Let's get outside of the influence of Minmus. Oh, I don't know. That's working out okay. Come on. Where's the switch? Where's the switch? There it is. Okay, so... Oh dear, yeah. 27 million meters periapsis. We're going to have to be extremely efficient about this, so we're going to have to head all the way around back to our apoapsis. There it is. And we're going to have to start burning retro. Oh wow, okay, that's coming in quickly, that's good. Wow, I believe we actually have enough fuel to do this. Look at that. I keep bashing something under my desk. I'm going to move that in a moment. Let's get ourselves onto a re-entry trajectory. Fortunately, oof, 10,000, that's quite low. Fortunately, we haven't got to worry about re-entry effects, otherwise that would be a suicide re-entry. Let me just move this thing that I keep kicking. There we go, that's better. And I'll just readjust my dodgy chair. This is, look, I'll show you, this is my broken chair. Yes, somewhat broken. I will be getting a new one. Okay, so we're heading back to Kerbin. Sorry about that. Here we go. Let's head back to Kerbin. Missed the moon, which is a good thing. And that, I think, is, yes, re-entering the atmosphere. Let's get ourselves pointing retrograde. This is going to be quite a bright and fast re-entry. Is that a telescope? That is a telescope in the background. That is an Optus reflector telescope in the background. It is not mine. It is on loan from a friend of mine. But it's been very nice for staring at the moon over the last couple of weeks. I've never had a decent telescope before, so I jumped at the opportunity of having one. Not the best telescope in the world, but better than my eyes at seeing the craters on the moon. We've got a nice flat landing zone on the land here. Let's just hope we slow down enough. Yeah, we would definitely have burnt up and died by now if we had deadly re-entry running. And in fact, in the next version of KSP there will be a kind of deadly re-entry running. I don't know how punishing it will be. Hopefully not quite as punishing as the actual deadly re-entry mod. But certainly going to be interesting to see which way they've gone with that. I didn't actually collect the science in from one of those science things, so we're going to have to make sure we actually do recover them. Let's turn our SAS off now because we don't need that. See, what we can do actually is collect the science from that thermometer and reuse it, which is good. How do you recommend getting an orbit? Because I always seem to use a lot of fuel. The best, assuming that you're using vanilla and not using mods, the best way to get an orbit is to burn straight up until you get to about 10,000 meters, 10 kilometers, and then you turn slowly towards the east, towards a 45-degree angle, and continue to burn there. Watch your apoapsis on the map until that comes up to about 85,000. Watching your thrust as you go. Here, this G-force indicator is a good indication of whether you are thrusting too hard or not. You want it somewhere in between these two. Sorry, I've just got to concentrate for this landing. Got to check our speed is okay. Yeah, we're a little bit fast, so we're going to need to slow that down. Yeah, you want to make sure that this point's just in between these two during your launch. So you're at roughly 1.5 Gs, that will mean. This is 1 G, this is 2 Gs. The top of the green is 2 Gs. So 1.5 Gs during your launch means that you're using your fuel quite effectively. And yeah, once your apoapsis is up at 85,000, you can drop your thrust down until you get up to just before the apoapsis. Let's slow ourselves down, come on. There we go, going to fall over, but there we go. We are home. Let's see. We won't have ever got an EVA report from here, so we can keep that and store that in there. Drop down. You see he's taking his helmet off, and you can see his new little EVA suit there with the nice orange sleeves. Take an EVA report from here too, and we'll store that as well. Oops. And let's pick up that temperature reading. Take that. We'll go and put that back in the pod. Let's see if we can get back in actually. Yep. Board. And we'll take another temperature reading where we are for another 2.2 science. Let's see if we can take a crew report from here. Yes, for 1.4 science. So a few extra science points there, and we are ready to recover this. There we go. Sorry, I was still explaining, wasn't I? Where did I get to? Yes, when you get up near your apoapsis, you burn prograde to circularise out your orbit, and that's usually the most fuel efficient way to do it. One mistake that a lot of people do make is they overbuild. They take too much fuel, and it actually just weighs you down. When taking less fuel means you can use less rockets, and the fuel is used more efficiently, so you can get into launch. So don't, load far too much onto your rocket. We earned 302 science on that mission, 303 nearly. 587 is our total science now. We have more than enough science, considering we can't actually use any at the moment. We recovered 1,225 funds. We are left with 777,000 funds. So we did make a decent profit from that mission. Only a 22% recovery value as well, so it could have been better. And he gained 8 XP and advanced to level 2 in one jump. Didn't even advance to level 1, he advanced to level 2. And our total reputation now is 856, which is good. Let's have a look in the astronaut complex. Let's see what that means he can do. Pilots provide assistance in flying the vessel. So he's got stability assist, prograde, retrograde hold, and radial and normal attitude hold now. So that's cool. And he got that, yeah, the orbit around Kerbin got him 2, and the planting a flag on Minmus got him 6 XP. So he's jumped straight to a 2-star pilot. If we take him to the moon with us at some point, excuse me, that'll give him some more. And then we'll be looking at orbiting the sun would give him some XP as well, but there we go. So, a successful mission to Minmus. We can't unlock any more science things because the maximum we can spend is 100 science, and these are all 160 to unlock. So the only way we're going to do that is upgrading this, which is worth 5.1 million. So we're not going to be doing that in a hurry. We are currently saving up to upgrade the tracking station so that we can use patched conics and maneuver nodes or flight planning So that is our longer term, our midterm goal at the moment. So there we go. Oh, and look at that. Plant a flag on Minmus would have got an extra 82,000 funds. So we should have checked that before we returned home. Position a satellite in a tundra orbit around Kerbin for 205,000. That's quite good. Visual surveys of the moon on the surface. So we'll probably need, it's on the surface, in flight above, in flight above, in flight below. We'll probably need a rover for those kind of things. Like even Duna are all being offered to us. Rescue Amnon from orbit. Position a satellite in polar orbit of Kerbin for another 110. Perform temperature scans of Minmus on the surface and in flight above those. Again, a lot of money possibly there. Perform temperature scans of Kerbin. Those ones can be a bit of a pain. So 3 of those are in flight above, and 1 of them is on the surface. So we might be able to get that one. Testing parts. I'm not really too interested in those now. I'm going to decline that, unless it's a really easy one for good funds and good science. There we go. Science data from space around Minmus. I'd much rather have that on offer. Plant flag on Minmus. Temperature scan of Minmus. Lots more missions we can do on Minmus now, and they're worth quite a lot of funds. More temperature scans of Minmus. Lots of things we can do on Minmus, and we had quite a lot of fuel left in the craft that we just used. So exploring Minmus a little bit in that craft wouldn't be too tricky. However, it would be nicer to be able to do it with some kind of rover. I'm not sure how we're going to be doing that. But rather than starting another mission now, I am going to call this a short stream for tonight. It's coming up to 11 o'clock here, so quite a short one for me. We've only been going for just under 2 hours. So what we will do is we will pick this up next week. As you know, as you get deeper into the game, missions can take quite a lot longer. And I suspect that our next mission, this has taken us 2 hours, our next mission could take us another 2 hours. That's going to be too long for me, unfortunately. That's going to be way into the early hours of the morning for me. So we're going to call it a day here. And next week we will have a look at some more of these missions for Minmus. Maybe some more moon missions. I'm not really exactly sure how we're going to do it next week. We will certainly be having a look at strategies to see how we can squeeze some extra funds out of these, because there's quite a lot of reputation on offer with these. Look, 520 there, 304 there, 166 there. So we might have a look at going back to swapping reputation for funds for a couple of missions. Rue's asking to get out, so I'll be going and letting him out in a moment. So until then, thank you for watching, guys. If you're watching this on Twitch and you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the follow button so that you get notifications next time we go live. And I also recommend the Twitch Live app or extension for Google Chrome, which gives you notifications much earlier than the email notification that you would normally get from Twitch. So I do recommend that. If you're watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that you get notifications next time we get videos live on YouTube. Everyone's saying goodbye in the Twitch chat, so that leaves me with nothing more to say than thank you for watching, everybody. I've been El Bristow, you've been watching Elitopia Gaming, and I will see you next time. See you later.